This is a good movie. This is a really good movie. Any Star Trek fans out there, Next Generation or whatever, or people who haven't gotten to Star Trek, I highly recommend this film too. Now this has to get into my top one. One of the 50 films, my top 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but in top 1 is the Godfather trilogy. I wouldn't say part 3 mainly, but 1 and 2 are pretty awesome. Then Public Enemies. It's a pretty good movie. I haven't seen it in a while. And then here's another underrated movie I think there is Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. Imaginarium. It's a very underrated movie. Heath Ledger's last film, which Johnny Depp, Colin Farrell, and Jude Law filled in for. Great movie. Then we have another Christopher Nolan film called The Prestige. Now this movie is a pretty damn good movie. I like this film. I highly recommend this film if you're looking for like a twist or if you want to watch a movie. It's like one of the few movies where you watch it, you get done viewing it, and it's just like, I have to see it again, like right after. Now this I saw this as a kid, and I mean, not many people like it, and it kind of got slammed, but I like Godzilla. I don't know, it's a guilty pleasure. It's from the creators of Independence Day. I liked it. It's kind of reminded me of the 1998. That and Small Soldiers. Then over here to Highlander. Now this is on my best favorite films ever. I mean, this pretty much sums it up. There can be only one. Sad thing is, I think they set themselves at a curse here because really, there can be only one. Because you go on watching the sequels and like, what the hell? But you know, I think that happens when movies is just like, oh, the first one was successful. Why don't we try making another one since the first one made a lot of money or got a following? Since the first one got a following, why don't you just make a sequel? Well, yeah, but you know, some movies weren't designed to have sequels, and this was one of them, just like the original Crow. Just like, it's not meant to have a sequel. Advantage here, though, is you had a Christopher Lambert, so he was pretty awesome. Sean Connery. Now this, I wasn't quite keen on Highlander 2 at first. Either it was a shitty graphics, short film, or the fact that it had nothing to do with the first. For example, the original version, Planet Zeist and Aliens. What the hell? But this version, they're back to Immortals. This is the third version that came out. There's one after the theatrical that came out on DVD in '96 called the Renegade version, and this is just Highlander 2. I think it's from the special edition. This is not bad. This is not a bad movie. I mean, it's not the best movie in the world, but it sure is a hell of a lot better than the original Highlander 2. Problem is, it's more, I think of the Highlander franchise as like a choose-your-own-adventure. You could have like the first and then watch a second and call it a day, or you could go like the first, skip this one, and go to Final Dimension and Endgame with like the TV series. Oh, now this is another awesome movie from my childhood here, Mortal Kombat. Blu-ray is pretty good. Now, sometimes taglines kind of say everything about a film. So it's like, nothing in this world has prepared you for this, right? Okay, watch this. Mortal Kombat Annihilation, the sequel. Destroy all expectations. You pretty much have to, because this is an inferior sequel to the superior Mortal Kombat. It really is. I loved it when I was a kid. I went to go watch it at the movies, but it's a shitty sequel in retrospect to the first. Now this, I kind of gave up on the Resident Evil franchise. Okay, like, first of all, we all know it's not like the games. Second of all, I went into 3 deciding, okay, it's not going to be like the video game. I just watched it as a movie series. And then like with the Alice clones and everything, just kind of ticked me off. Well, Paul Anderson kind of went back and fixed the stuff, so Afterlife was okay. My only complaint about this film was it was too short. And it's much better watching it in 3D. I liked watching it in 3D in the theaters. Because this is actually filmed with the Fusion camera system. It's not like that lousy cheapskate 3D that's like, oh yeah, we're gonna have like a film like G.I. Joe, film it on regular film, and then try to like sell it as 3D when it's like not filmed with a 3D camera. Yeah, it has Mr. Hammer here, the Axeman. Many people may remember fighting him in the beginning of RE5. He was a little bastard, wasn't he? This movie's pretty awesome as far as action movies go, old school and new, as The Expendables. I mean, look at this. It's just like Stone Cold Steve Austin, the Russian from Rocky IV, some UFC fighter, Jet Li, Sylvester Stallone, Jason Statham, Terry Crews, Mickey Rourke, and Bruce Willis, with like a cameo with Arnold Schwarzenegger too. So, you know, you just can't have anything more. Well, I mean, what more can you expect? I got G.I. Joe. Now, this is another guilty pleasure movie. I mean, it wasn't like the cartoon or the comics. Not the best movie, but it was like a good popcorn movie. I think the best part was Joseph Gordon-Levitt as Cobra Commander. Well, not at the end. I liked him when he was Rex. He should have kept that voice, and then he became like Ziploc Man with that mask. I mean, in the sequel, they should have Cobra Commander have like a silver, like face helmet thing with a blue helmet. They should have that in the sequel, but Snake Eyes is pretty badass. I like Snake Eyes. Ray Park did a good job. After all, he was Darth Maul. Rated movie. I have the Blu-ray of Knowing. Very good film, directed by Alex Proyas, who also did The Crow with Brandon Lee, and Dark City. He also did I, Robot, if I'm not mistaken. Now see, I went to go see this in theaters, not knowing what to expect. And this, it's good, but I mean, if you haven't seen it and just see this, it's just like, shit, why'd you have that? That kind of like gave away the whole movie for you. For those who've seen it, it's just like, what the hell? A little bit like Signs, though. Then over here, I have the 10th anniversary digital book collection of The Matrix, the original Matrix. This was awesome. I thought this thing looked good on DVD, but on Blu-ray, holy crap. I mean, the whole scene with Neo dodging bullets just felt like, on Blu-ray, like the first time you ever saw the movie. If any of those remember out there, like the first time you saw The Matrix and you like first saw Neo like start dodging bullets, you're like, oh my gosh, is that the most awesome thing ever? That feeling's back on Blu-ray. Another one is Lord of the Rings here, the extended edition on Blu-ray. This is not bad. This surprised me. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings and stuff. I don't know why everybody compares this to Star Wars. I guess it's a trilogy thing, but I like both of them, but if you ask me, Star Wars is better than Lord of the Rings. I mean, I like Lord of the Rings, but if it came between those two, I'm like Star Wars all the way. But then maybe it's because I grew up with Star Wars. Yeah, it has Gandalf, Aragorn. It has Return of the King. It's funny because my nephew said these gold cover things remind him of chocolate. And I'm like, huh. It is kind of like the golden ticket in Willy Wonka. It has Return of the King. Two Towers. Not bad. Each film has 3 discs of special features, and they're on 2 Blu-rays since it's extended. Now I like the originals, but the extended versions blow them out of the water, especially on Return of the King. And I thought the original deserved Best Picture, but that extended one, wow. That extended version of Return of the King put the original to shame, in my opinion. But that's just me. And it just added a whole another layer. That tune is pretty cool, seeing Gandalf facing off against the Witch King.